Greetings, my friends, and welcome back to Mike Allen from Chicagoland, broadcasting today from the west suburbs and the city of Elgin, Illinois. And before we get started on our journey today, I just wanted to just say quickly that apologize for missing the last couple weeks. I know I haven't had content up for a while. It's been kind of crazy with Halloween and family obligations, things like that. Having kids, you know, it's quite unpredictable. Those with children will know what I'm talking about there. But thank you for your patience. I appreciate you watching this video. So we'll go ahead and get started. Come and join me. So today I'm at the Elgin History Museum, and I've covered a lot of places like this on past videos. You know, I visited the museum in downtown Elmhurst, Illinois, and also in downstate Pontiac. So I do like to visit these, you know, smaller museums that are supported by the local townspeople, and that's what we're going to do today. So let's get inside and check this place out. Before heading inside, they do have some things to show on the outside of the building, and over here was the bell on the Elgin National Watch Company factory that produced pocket watches. This here's a memorial tribute to those from Elgin who served in the Civil War, 1861 to 1865. We got some of their names engraved here. And this talks a little bit about the building I'm about to walk into. It used to house Elgin Academy, the old main building. And here's the building today. Let's head inside. And before heading inside, we of course have to switch out the hats. That's much better. Inside the museum now. Got a replica of a covered wagon. However, I was talking to the lady at the front desk, and she was telling me that this wheel is an actual artifact wagon wheel that's been hitched to this replica here. So the wheel is real. And then next to the wagon wheel here is a replica of a one-room cabin to give visitors an idea of what a one-room cabin was like for the settlers when they first came to Elgin. You got the bed, table, all their utensils, and a fireplace. Here's a panoramic photograph of Elgin in 1866. This is all obviously built up now. Quite different back then. And here's a model of Elgin in 1855. Hopefully an old school camera here. We also have a picture here of John Manley Adams, Elgin's most famous photographer. And this says, lift to carefully try the telegraph sounder. Let's see what this does here. And they even have a replica telegraph wire here connected to the poles. This also shows a little bit more about the Western Union telegrams that you'd send, and kind of what they look like back in the day. This display here talks about how Elgin used to have a thriving dairy market, and the lady up front was telling me how the town of Elgin controlled the butter market for a period of 40 years, up until World War I. And they got these old school milk bottles that the milkman used to deliver. Elgin Homes Dairy. Elgin used to be famous for its road races. And the lady at the front, who was a wealth of information, by the way, she told me that they reenact those road races every summer, so that may be some additional YouTube content I have to keep an eye out for come July. A course map of the Elgin National Road Race. Elgin Tower, circa 1937. And like many cities during World War II, Elgin contributed to the war efforts by having scrap metal and rubber collections to go to the war effort. Always love seeing these old high school banners, circa 1912, Elgin High School. And this is an old telephone switchboard from 1950. I've seen these things on television before, but never up close like this. It's an old picture of downtown. May try and go match that up outside after I'm done here. So this was an old mall that was built in downtown Elgin to try and keep the commerce here in the downtown area. And this here talks about how, you know, local malls in West Dundee and Schaumburg pretty much took a lot of the commerce away from, you know, downtown areas and into shopping malls. And this Fountain Mall was built to try to keep people here, but ultimately it didn't end up that way. On the second floor now, and this is the display that I came to see that I was most interested in was the Elgin National Watch Company. Pictures of inside the factory. There's a picture of the factory from the outside. Unfortunately, the building is no longer standing. And this is really cool. Elgin pocket watch, 1874, 1906. And then some other later wristwatch models of 1927 and 1958. And I was just told that the wristwatches came about during World War I so that the soldiers could easily wear it on their wrist and not have to keep it in their pockets like they would have with these models here. And the company even built a boarding house for employees to live at, complete with gymnasium and dining room and tennis courts. And the plant closed in 1965 and the building was finished being demolished by 1966. And they got some pictures on hand here with the clock tower. And the watch factory also contributed to the war effort during World War II, helping to create these timer fuses on these anti-aircraft shells. An old school modern dairy company sign, Elgin, Illinois. Picture of the Elgin Butter Tub Company. And Elgin was also a maker of stoves and ovens. And they also do have a replica of an outhouse the early settlers used. And the lady downstairs, yet again, was telling me that her husband built this replica. I guess he is quite the craftsman. He did a really nice job with this. She said she made it small enough so that nobody could fit in here and try and use it, which I thought was kind of funny. There's a little bit more on the road races that Elgin would hold. Old school car here. And they also had a much bigger picture of the course. Some old pictures, some history of the road races. Looks like people came out in droves for this. And they got some more downtown pictures here. JCPenney. And then they also had a picture of Sears. Back in its heyday when Sears was the Amazon of America. Back outside now, and I'm going to try to go match up that picture of downtown Elgin, so let's see if we can do that. Okay, I thought it would be here down Chicago Avenue, but I I don't believe that is the case. I could be mistaken, but lots changed since the 1950s. Oh well, we tried. Much of downtown Elgin has been revitalized. There's still, you know, some shuttered stores here and there, but they've definitely brought some of the town back with some shops and stores and condos, things like that. So slowly but surely, these river towns are coming back. And I was able to match up that picture. It was right here off of Grove Avenue. I was looking at the wrong angle of the Elgin Tower there off in the background. This is definitely it. I was able to match up the picture. That's it right there. And just had to make one last stop. I had to see where the actual Elgin National Watch Company was once located. They have a placard on site to commemorate the building that once stood here for 100 years, 1866 to 1966. And it was right here at this Butera grocery store, right on this lot here. It's just a shame the building couldn't have been preserved. Could have turned it into a museum, or the building could have been repurposed. What a shame. What a shame that it couldn't last. Would have loved to have seen it. So thank you for joining me on this journey through downtown Elgin, Illinois. Learning some interesting tidbits about the history of the town and the watch factory and the connection to the dairy industry. A lot of things I didn't know, so I was glad I was able to come along and check this place out. So anyways, I'm hoping not to skip any more weekends going forward. That is assuming I'm able to not have anything come up from a family standpoint, but I'm going to really try very hard not to skip any more weekends and to continue to post videos from here until I can't post videos anymore. So anyways, if you just wouldn't mind hitting that like and subscribe button, I would greatly appreciate it. And there's other ways you could help me out in growing this channel. I'll put the links down in the description below. Anyways, this is Mike Allen from Chicagoland signing off from Elgin, Illinois. I will hopefully, very much so, be back next Saturday with another video, but until then, don't you go changing.